everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cape Rugby TV, and as always we carry on taking a look at what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Big thanks of course to our partners on board with us, MChem 24-hour pharmacy down at the corner of Durban Road and the N1, Thorburn Security Solutions, your one-stop eventing solutions company, and of course Score Energy Drinks. And as you know, you can win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks during the course of the show. You just need to keep your mobile phones handy, all right? So keep your mobile phones handy and you'll put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score Energy Drinks. Just keep your phones handy. Right, folks, tonight we'll be catching up with Reginald Pfeiffer, his Public Relations Officer at Motte Wanderers. That interview is coming up in a second or so. We'll be going down to Mukasa, where we catch up with head coach Jeremy Jansen, and we'll be speaking to some of the players. And then we go across to Helderberg, where we catch up with head coach Koos Ekstein, as well as some of the players on the field. And then of course we go to the High Performance Centre, where we speak to some of the DHL Western Province Rugby under 20 players. But as you know, we keep focused on helping Western Province grow women's rugby. So we go back down to the High Performance Centre, where the DHL Western Province Rugby women's squad is still busy training.
Eerstens wil ek net sê dit was baie taaf. Dit was nie maklik om na 'n jaar se geen rugby terug te kom en dit was lekker ook om weer die spanmaat saam te hê en net weer 'n bietjie jokes te maak en terug te wees op die veld. Mense het so gewoond geraak aan die lockdown en in die huis is, niemand sien jou nie, niemand weet of jy die program doen nie. So soms is dit 'n bietjie moeilik om op te staan en jouself te sê, maar ek moet my program vandag doen. En dis hoekom ek dink is baie lekker ook om terug te wees op die veld. Ons lewe van mekaar af, ons motiveer mekaar en dit is taaf, maar is een hupstootjie na die ander hupstootjie. Almal help mekaar. Ik denk ik kan het voor u beschrijven. Het was ongelooflijk lekker om te horen. Ons gaan rugby spelen hierdie jaar, ons gaan oefenen, ons gaan contact kan doen, ons gaan in die gym kan wees, is fantastisch. Ja, ik moet zeggen, WP doen baie goed met die developing. So 2-3 jaar terug het hy nooit die YTC meisies saam met ons gesien nie. Hierdie jaar is dit 'n bietjie moeilik. Hierdie jaar moet jy fight vir jou posisie. So daar's te veel van alles in elke posisie. So is 'n bietjie moeilik. Ja, ek moet sê die management wat ons het, die coaches, die physio's, die dokters, alles wat ons het is ons het iets wat ander unies nie het nie, so ons kan dit gebruik in ons tools wat ons moet hê vir die season vorentoe. En ja, snaaks genoeg dat ek met coach Lorien gespeel het en vandag is hy my head coach. Coach Labib, briljant. Coach Jerome, almal is met die stomme, so ons het alles, ons moet net die tools by mekaar sit. Ik denk dat is iets waarvoor ons lang al voorgewag het vir die double round, maar het gaan baie challenging ook wees om week na week te speel. Ons is gewoond, jy speel 'n week, is jy 'n week af. So daar's baie tyd, nie baie tyd nie, maar daar was altyd 2 weke om jou goedjies agter mekaar te kry. Hierdie jaar is dit net 'n week en dan moet jy jou storie ken. En ja, ons wil ons tyd hou. Ons het die mense om die tyd te hou. Ons het die hoe kan ek sê, ons het die ability om dit te doen. So ons kyk wat gebeur hierdie jaar.
All of us was unfit. No one was training actually. When we came here, we had to put in so much work. But I mean, like, at the moment, we all are getting on a level. And I'm so proud of all the girls because I can see everybody's putting in the work and everybody's focused now because we know that it's going to get harder and there's no time for jokes because trials is coming and then soon we have to play our match and then it is just, and I'm actually really nervous because we're playing against the seniors and like, you know, like I'm a junior, I'm freshly here and like I'm really nervous to play against them and I'm scared and I won't be afraid to say that I'm scared of the seniors. So I'm really excited to play against them though because they are my future and I'm ready to take them on. that's why if you're not here for training and you miss out and the coaches see that you're not putting in the work, it's your own miss, you know what I mean? Like if you really want it, you're going to be dedicated, you're going to be hardworking, you're going to come to training, you're going to be ready even though you're tired, maybe have a long day of school. You know, if you want it, you're going to go for it. I know Coach Lorraine has been with me for the longest. When I started playing rugby, Coach Lorraine was my coach, and I know that she's been pushing me, and I have her again as my coach, and I just want to impress her, you know, I just want to show her that I can do what she wants me to do, and I can be like a good player. We know VP is very good, and we've been keeping the title, and like I know that this year we're gonna win again, and that's all I can say. I know VP is a strong team, and the people need to be ready for VP. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's a different but great feeling. Like you said, it's been a year of no rugby at all, so it's good to get back into action again. You know, in a team environment, not being isolated on your own. So yeah, we're quite excited for the upcoming season. There's going to be lots more rugby taking place, so that's something that you're working towards and you're very much looking forward to. It's quite refreshing to see new faces. It's a good indication of the investment of the youth training centres within our province into the youth. So it's great to see the young ones graduating to the senior fold, and I'm quite excited about how well they do throughout the season. Yeah, look, we're still very much excited about everything, and it's good to be back in our provinces. We can then sort of filter what we've learned throughout the camp, the 3 months camp, into our provincial setup. And you know, it's great to be among both young and experienced players, so that you can share knowledge, share skills, and just work towards building a good team. With the Western Province side, motivation is an intrinsic quality that we possess. So that made my job a lot easier. It's just, mine was just to remind everyone of the goal in hand. Remember, we are 3-time Interprovincial League or the Premier League champions, and our goal is to keep building towards that. So for us, it's a major motivation just to keep doing well within the leagues. Yeah, it's great that there will in fact be a double round, which is a step up from our previous seasons. So that has been, the fact that we haven't been active for so long was actually a blessing in disguise, meaning that now we can get double the rugby, which is great. And I think that you know, it's quite a welcomed announcement throughout the country that women's rugby will be a lot more active this season. So exciting times for women's rugby overall. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, these people are experts in their field. They're no stranger to the actual playing of the game. Like you said, Lorian is a former Springbok herself, and Jongi Nokwe as well. So we're getting the best of the best, literally, and you know, they're imparting their expertise onto us, and I think that in itself is just, it's phenomenal.
Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you along. Yes, fantastic to see that our women's squad remains fit, healthy, and in good spirits. And then just a reminder to all the clubs out there that all clubs need a women's rugby representative. And if you haven't signed up yet, get your details into Western Province Rugby. There's a lot of development happening in women's rugby, and of course all the clubs need to be on board. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we're going to catch up with Reginald Pfeiffer, Public Relations Officer over at Motte Wanderers. Back in a sec. Welcome back, everybody. It's Cape Rugby TV. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Well, of course, you will know that we did quite a large focus last year on Motte Wanderers, what used to be previously known as Motte Rugby Club. They are now Motte Wanderers. And back on the line with me, nice to see you again, Reginald Pfeiffer, Public Relations Officer at Motte Wanderers. Reginald, how are things with you?
Good evening, JP. Good evening to your viewers. With me, it's going great. It's going good. Rugby is back again. So couldn't ask for better.
I think you've just summed it up. You've just summed up what everybody's been saying. Rugby is back. People are training. Have you guys also gone through the process? 4 weeks of conditioning and 4 weeks of return to training?
Yes, we started on the 15th of February with our first phase, which is our 4 weeks of conditioning training. We are currently in our second phase, or let me say, we are ending this week with our second phase that we started on the 15th of March, basically doing some ball skills, handling skills, and getting the guys back into the groove.
And have they got their groove? What are they looking like now? I mean, if you haven't thrown the ball around, although we know that our rugby players, they were born with a rugby ball in their hand. So it's like riding a bicycle. If you haven't touched a bicycle before, you get back on the bike. How's the ball skills looking?
It's at first not too good. Lots of handling errors, but yeah, that is the unfortunate part of being out of the game for so long. But starting to improve, and the guys getting the hang of what they once were very good at. So it's really important now that we understood why uh, SA Rugby suggested that you have this phased in approach to return to rugby, because although we are born with natural skills, these are stuff that you lose if you're not practicing those skills constantly.
And the players must be super excited to be seeing each other again. We know that during the COVID time, you guys also, you were doing the mountain trails, you were keeping everybody active. But I mean, the guys now on the field, being able to put their boots on and their jersey on again, that must be quite exciting for the players.
Yeah, since we've had frequent communication from our unions, um, basically we continued with the using the mountain terrain to get guys who are still coming in to practice, getting them also on weekends, maybe a Saturday morning, Sunday mornings, running the mountain trials, and then also joining us, the rest of the groups at the field. So there is still a group of guys that needs to go through this phased in approach with regards to conditioning. So that's why we are divided into different groups.
But Reginald, one of the things you guys have also been doing, I mean, during the lockdown phase, you took a lot of time out to build the structures, to make sure that your past players' structures are in place, to reach out to local rugby fans. I mean, you're one of the clubs that we've spoken to that has said that your membership has in fact grown. You know, that's unique. We don't hear about that all that often. How's the members?
So what we're currently doing is we are utilizing our apparel sales. We call it that. As you can see, I'm wearing one of the junior rugby t-shirts that we are currently availing to our residents community, and at the same time getting more people involved. Then we have some buffs that we've got, and we got some warm-up shirts. All credit goes to CTC Sports that is doing our designing and supplying. Also credit to LV there from CTC Sports.
Absolutely.
So
I mean,
we,
our Cape Rugby TV masks. Let me get my mask. Our Cape Rugby TV masks are also courtesy of CTC Sports, and your jerseys look great.
yeah, thanks JP, and uh, we just let me use this opportunity to tell our residents, listen here, support us, place your orders, and get involved with the Orange Army. Uh, when we start with our games, we've received communication that senior rugby can start from next week on with friendlies, and 2 weeks after that, then our juniors can now start taking the field. So it's exciting times. Rugby is coming back. So keep on supporting us. We'll be on the field soon and giving you a spectacle on the La Motte Sport Grounds.
Okay, so let's just quickly go through the equipment again that you've got for sale. You've got the junior jerseys, you've got the senior jerseys, You got the buffs. What am I missing?
And then we also have from the senior side the 3-button T-shirts.
3-button
So
T-shirts.
we'll be
Okay. A little bit like
communicating
this
on
one that I've got,
our
like a golf
Facebook
shirt.
page.
Okay. If I want to buy a shirt, I can just go to the Facebook page and knock on your door.
Yes, we utilize Facebook a lot, especially the marketplace function, where you
Right.
can place your order on that platform. You'll see it's either La Motte Wanderers or La Motte Junior Rugby posting the different types of apparel on the page. So go there, visit our Facebook site. We'll be advertising different types of products, and please support us.
Reginald, last question before you go. I know you're a busy man and we can't keep you too long. So, of course, during over the last few months, we know you've put a lot of effort into, even though you guys were not able to train and play a few months ago, the youth structures. You were really pushing the youth structures and making sure that you're focusing on that as well. Is that continuing?
Yes, and it's building really fast. We didn't expect it to grow this fast, but the interest from the new kids it's just phenomenal. And might I just say we've got interest from young little girls also wanting to join the youth structure in joining our training sessions that we've also start. So we are getting the girls also involved in rugby. So maybe this will be the start where we get women in rugby uh, increase their participation, because we know that is one of the goals set out by Western Province Rugby. So yeah, watch the space. We'll be having our women's team real soon.
That's fantastic, because I think also I'm so glad that you've mentioned that, because it's not about. I mean, Western Province also made it clear, if every club can get 50 women and girls to join up, and we talk about 100 clubs, that's 5,000 members, and it's not about necessarily in the beginning about game time. It's about having a place to go to, somebody to talk to, somebody to engage with, having social activities, but dedicated to women and girls. And that's fantastic, Reginald. I'm so glad to see you guys are part of the process to make it work.
Yes, and we are proud to be part of it, because we need to make the sport more inclusive and not a closed thing that's only for men. We need to open up the sport and just broaden up the game, because this is a lovely game that we have the privilege to participate in. And yeah, we are just so blessed to be the ones to facilitate the sport and to the broader community. And now, as you've heard, not only to youth or grown men, but also to young girls that
Yeah.
want to participate in the game. So yeah, definitely, it doesn't matter if you want to be a player or you want to assist on the medic side. Become part of the club. Approach us. We are very approachable. We are friendly management team. So we won't show you away. We will accept any person that wants to join us at La Motte Wanderers.
That's fantastic. Reginald, we'll leave it at that and catch up with you again soon.
Thank you for having me on the show again, JP. It was a privilege, and yeah, good night.
Thanks, Reginald. La Motte Wanderers there. Of course, always ready for action, always building the gears. Right, folks, well, as you know, on a weekly basis, we take a look at what's happening at MChem 24-hour pharmacy. We started, of course, a few months ago by looking at the public reviews, which generally got a 5-star rating. Well, in case you didn't know, you can also get your flu vaccinations at MChem 24-hour pharmacy. And you can get these vaccinations anytime between 8 a.m. in the morning and even as late as 8 p.m. in the evening, Monday to Sunday, so 7 days a week, at, of course, any of the MChem clinics, of course, in Bellville. And what's more is there is no booking required. You just walk right in And of course, one of the nursing sisters will be there to help you. They've got multiple nursing sisters on duty that can help you with your vaccination. And of course, that means minimum waiting time. So yes, 8 a.m. in the morning until 8 p.m. in the evening, Monday to Sunday, you can get your flu vaccinations at MChem 24-hour pharmacy. And if you need some advice on flu vaccinations, then you've always got the likes of Mr. Malach or Lee or Jill or any of the very helpful staff at MChem available to give you some really good advice. So get down to MChem and get your flu vaccination. Welcome back, folks. Nice to have you along. Just a reminder then for you that if you are watching right now, that if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, 33090. There you have the logo behind me. Just send that word there, that logo, Score. Send that word to 33090. Get your mobile phone, SMS the word Score to 33090. We went down to Mukasa this week where we managed to catch up with some of the players and of course the head coach, Jeremy Jansen.
Ja, eerstens wil ek net sê baie dankie vir die opportunity om te praat hierso. Ja, ons het toe ons die opportunity kry om terug te kom veld toe. Ek dink baie van die manne was vir ek baie excited geweest. Van ons nou weer by mekaar kom as spelers, as Mukasa. Ons het baie jong spelers hierso en hulle geniet dit nogal tussen ons. Ek sien as die rugby nou oop gaan maak, sien ek 'n baie goeie seisoen vir Mukasa. Maar dit lyk belovend. Ons het mekaar geïnspireer op die WhatsApp groep wat ons mekaar gesê het, kyk guys, ons gaan hy groep oopmaak waar ons kan oefen, waar ons 'n pre-season gehad het as players en video's aangestuur het ook vir Cape TV. Maar ons het 'n goeie off-season gehad waar ons nog niks rugby kon gehad het, maar ons was besig geweest. En soos jy kan sien, baie van die ouens, hulle is aktief en ja. Ja, soos ek laas week en donderdag aangesê het, ons kyk meer aan ons nuwe generasie as Mukasa rugby. So ek sien is baie jong manne wat inkom van die skool af tot na 20 toe en is goed om te sien dat hulle, jy kan sien in die tyd van wat dit nou COVID gewees het, hulle was aktief gewees by die tatsies en so. So hulle kon weer terug in die 15 man rugby en is goed om hulle hier by mekaar te hê, because dat gee vir ons as ou spelers, dit gee vir ons courage om te sê ons wil ook harder werk soos hulle hard werk. Jo, die manne wat op hulle hurke gesit het, maar wat ons gedoen het, ons moet deurgegaan het en ons moet hard gewerk het, as die coach sê ons moet op, dan moet ons op. So ons moet ons self, ons dissipline en ons attitude en towards die game moet ons ge-uplift het. Maar baie van die manne het courage, hulle het gewys karakter en so. Ja, dat is lekker om weer my bal in die hand te hê, because as ek dink 'n jaar en 'n half niks bal in die hand gehad het en nou wat ons weer kan kontak maak, weer mekaar se liggaam kan begin voel. En ek dink die ouens hulle geniet dit because om die bal in die hand te wees staan. Dit kos nou net nou om te sê ons gaan nou die park vat en die game begin speel.
Ja, nee, het was fantastisch op die veld geweest om die mannen weer met elkaar te hê. Lekker oefeningen wat ons ook kreeg van ons coach af. Hij is soos 'n ander tipe coach soos wat ons lekker army oefeningen, ons gewoond aan die oefeningen. Ons is weer meer technical oefeningen. Boys het gemengd met elkaar. Soos hy mesiaal gevra het, WhatsApp groeps is nie altyd so as op die veld kom met mekaar nie. En ons geniet dit net daarvan aan af. Ja, ons het gecommuniceerd met elkaar 'n hele paar keer gemeet op verschillende plekken. Ons het 'n plek, die naam, ons noem het die Bult, dat is in Mukasa. Hulle sê altyd dat sy nie die Bult ken nie, dan ken sy nie Mukasa nie. So ons het mekaar 'n hele paar keer ontmoet en dan gaan ons maar hier die Bult aanvat. Maar het moeilijk gegaan en om homself te motiveren in 'n moeilike tyd soos die COVID dat ons almal deurmaak, is nie net vir ons as 'n klapie maar vir die hele Helderberg kom. Maar het was moeilik, maar ons het deurgedruk waar ons uiteindelik nou lekker voluit by mekaar is. Ons is besig met week 13 en die kontak het bygekom. So is lekker. Ja, het is baie lekker. Die hardloop in die beginstadium waar die eerste 4 weke was moeilijk. En enige rugbyspeler weet is moeilijk zoals ze beginnen oefenen. Maar soos die weke aangegaan het sy gewoon geraakt. En daar het die bal weer ingekomen. En dat wat die mannen blij gemaakt net om op het veld te komen. Het was een moeilijke tijd voor ons. Laatst het niks rugby gespeeld. Jaar van tevoren het ons 3 vleertjies gespeeld waar ons 2 gewen het en 1 vastgelopen. Maar ons was redelijk prepared geweest voor die season. Maar zoals ik weer zei, COVID was voor allemaal. Maar waar ons weer bij elkaar gekomen voor de eerste 4 weken en ons het hard geoefend, gehalop is net halop. En waar die bal weer bijgekomen en die contact nou weer bijgekomen was bijna lekker geweest. Ja, het was weer lekker gezien om te zien dat ons oud-spelers, niet oud voor ons ouderdom, maar oud-spelers wat bij andere clubs spelen, dat is eigenlijk weer terug bij die club. En dat is wat mij bij blij maakt. Op het ogenblik is er bijspelers van Mukasa wat buiten kan spelen. Wat ons wil teruggeven in de community en Mukasa weer die groot naam maakt wat hulle gewys het.
Baie opwindend geweest. Het was lekker om te zien. Allemaal was blij om elkaar te zien weer bij die club. En het is voor mij opwindend om te zien alle jonge mannen wat teruggekomen naar die club toe en mannen wat weggegaan het naar andere clubs toe in 2019. Baie lekker gevoel, vooral voor die bigs van ik meen was hardloop nou voor de afgelopen 5 weken. Het was hardloop. Die 6e week het ons begin met fase 2. Met die bal begin en die mannen is baie excited. Die mannen is lus vir kontak. Ik denk. Ja, er is baie jong mannen wat belangstel van ik meen ons het nou 'n paar nuwe mannen bygekry. Soos ouens wat provinsiaal gespeel het wat nou by die klub goed join het as gevolg van die mannen wat teruggekeer het. So ek dink soos die jong mannetjies daar buite, ek dink hulle kyk op na die mannen wat nou gekom het en dat is ook die veld so vol is en almal wil, ek dink almal sal stel belang om te goed join. Ja, het is lekker om weer terug te wees vir alles om in die routine te gaan. Ik meen vir die hele jaar. As jy by die huis gesit, niks te doen nie, geworry of gaan ze ooit rugby speel. Maar om 'n bietjie terug by die rugbyveld te doen goed vir almal. Die myn ding is so 'n pre-season setup is basically dieselfde, maar obviously kan ons in ons groepe gaan so ons moet ons pre-season en ons phases moet 'n bietjie uitrek. So ons is nou besig met week 7, so vir die eerste 4 weke net ons eerste 4-5 weke net rond gehardloop. Een klein bietjie bal by gesit. Ons het nou in die 6de week het ons weer begin bal insit. Dat ons vanaand begin het met 'n bietjie physical training. So ons bou maar op. Ons weet niemand is seker wanneer ek weer te gaan begin nie, maar is beter om prepared te wees as unprepared te wees. Laat ons was redelijk goed prepared. Ik denk ons was baie goed prepared voor ons eerste wedstrijd. Ons weet precies waar shortcomings was en wat ons processes vorentoe was. Maar zoals je zei, COVID het ingeskop en basically al uw plannen moeten teruggezetten. Maar communication met players was maar voortdurend aan de gang. So baie van die ouens het op hulle eie getrain, maar jy kry ook die lazy ouens. Maar ja, ons begin maar weer van oor af en bou na possible season toe. Groot honger en training. Up to die punt running wise is ons redelijk fit. Coach Ivan is hard bezig met die physical of die contact training met ons forwards. Ek dink ons backs is nou al honger vir kontak. So ja, ek dink die ouens om het so te sê, ek tevrede vir kontak. Ek sê altyd Mukasa is seker een van ons groter community clubs in terms of players numbers en een van die min clubs wat basically homegrown players field van under 20s afrecht het tot die first team. Ons het paar manne van buite af, maar soos ek sê is om so baie ouens het wat terugkom van buitekant af of players wat buite die klub gespeel wat nou weer terug is by die klub. Is goed om te sien want ons goeie quality players.
Well, Mukasa is looking in good spirits, like the rest of the clubs, eager to get back in the park, eager to play, players happy to get their boots on, and they're all great, happy to be seeing each other again. So great stuff, and of course we're waiting to see what comes next. Of course, just a reminder for everybody that's watching right now that of course everything is happening according to very strict COVID regulations. We'll take an ad break. We'll come back from a break. We carry on talking about what's happening in the world of club rugby. Back in a sec. Welcome back, folks. Club Rugby TV. Nice to have you along. It's of course Wednesday night, and as you know, there's a breath of fresh air blowing. The clubs are back. Clubs are back after almost a year and a half of, well, let's say a year of lockdown and another half a year of not being able to play each other, give or take. So can you imagine the excitement amongst the club rugby players at the moment as they're able to get their boots on? They know there's some fixtures coming up. Bear in mind, of course, folks, all of this is happening according to very, very strict COVID regulations. All the clubs have to participate in, have to be certified, but nevertheless, it's not stopping the excitement of the players. Folks, we went down to Helderberg Rugby Club this week, and we managed to catch up with some of the players, as well as head coach Koos Ekstien.
Ja, nee, dit is altyd lekker om 'n bietjie longe oop te maak, veral na so lank tyd. Die manne is baie lus om te speel. Soos ons kan sien, is actually nommers. Maar ons wil maar net dankie sê dat hulle ons toegang gegee het om weer rugby te kan speel. Ek dink dit was laasweek Dinsdag, so ek kan nie onder korreksie praat nie. Ons sê baie dankie en ons baie dankbaar om weer te kan speel. Nou, jy het ander verantwoordelikhede soos party kinders, party is 'n man van die huis. Jy dink nie altyd aan die rugby nie. Nou hierdie is maar net om uit te kom en om jou gedagtes te skoon te maak en te sosialiseer. Maar ja, dit was 'n tough battle, maar ons is baie dankbaar weer eens. Dit bou die gemeenskap en dit bring mense na die veld toe en dit maak rugby al groter in die strand en in Helderberg en waar ook al. Maar ons is baie, soos ek voorheen gesê het, ons is baie dankbaar en rugby moet voortgaan en ons is baie bly daaroor. Soos ons laasweek geïnterview het, het die skote geklap, maar dankie vir die coach Koos het ons 'n bietjie nederig gehou en gesê hou net bietjie vas. Ons moet onder die prosedures bly. En ja, nee, maar manne is baie lus. Gees is altyd goed vir die siel. En ja, nee, soos ek sê, ons het baie lekker vriende hierso. Die klub is awesome en ons is bereid om weer Helderberg die hoogte in te klim. Ja, ek dink die groot ding was ons te baie lekker ondersteuningsraamwerk gehad deur die eerste lockdown waar die manne op WhatsApp was en ons mekaar gemotiveer, ons het fitness challenges gehad en alles van 'n potjie kos kompetisie en als. En toe so met die tweede lockdown, toe vang dit ons so bietjie van die momentum bietjie toe die hoop weg is vir games laas jaar. En ek moet sê hierdie jaar toe die direktiewe deurkom en ons kan weer 'n bietjie begin speel en goed. Dis daai eerste oefening hier. Dat was so amper hy onder 14 gevoel wat ek kry eerste keer by die skool. Jy weet amper nie wat om te verwag hier. Manne het maskers aan. Jy skrik, jy wonder, gaan ek nou moet fiksie doen met die masker aan. Gelukkig nou nie. Dit kan nou so 'n bietjie gehardloop het sonder hom en ag net om die boys weer te gesien het. Ons is regtig 'n lekker familie en om die manne weer te gesien het was ongelooflik lekker. Dit was. Ja, ek dink is nogals erg as jy so 'n jaar, 2 jaar omtrent nou niks gespeel het nie. As jy regtig al so lus jy brand eintlik om te speel en soos ek sê dis daai jittery feeling van dis amper weer die eerste keer dat ek die bal vat. Eerste keer dat ek 'n bietjie 'n man gaan slaan. So ja, die skouers so styf na die eerste aand terug, maar vryf jy hom bietjie ys om en dan ja, vat 'n mens maar weer aan. Dit is ongelooflik lekker om weer terug te wees. Ja, ek dink dit was maar die ondersteuning van die boys bymekaar. As jy sien, daar's ons 'n man wat die oggend 6:00 'n video post van hy wat oefen. Dan voel jy so 'n bietjie ge-energized en jy voel, weet jy wat, ek kan nie leeg lê nie. Ek moet iets doen al. Is dit net toe ons kon draf in die oggende tussen 6 en 8, dan gaan draf die manne. As 'n mens push-ups kon doen in die sitkamer, die manne het gedoen en het 'n videoetjie gepost en ag so die manne mekaar gemotiveer gehou en toe die manne terugkom, kan sien lockdown het party manne gevang, maar weer vinnig in die groove so. Dit is lekker om weer terug te wees. Ek dink wat coach Koos hulle en die hele bestuur gedoen het is om hierdie familie te create waar ek dink van die manne het gedink, jy weet jy wat, dis hulle laaste jaar, maar toe ons weet jy wat, ons los 'n legacy agter. Kom ons met hierdie great jong manne wat inkom, kom ons leer net so 'n bietjie, kom ons ploeg maar 'n bietjie terug wat ons kan, wys hulle 'n bietjie tricks of the trade as ons dit so kan noem. En great ons op baie jong manne te sien as. Ons kyk hierdie onder 20 sou oefen aan die oorkant. Lyk die toekoms van die klub baie goed, so dit's 'n riem onder die hart.
Ja, dat is baie lekker. Was lanklaas hier zo op je gras. Het een maand geleden weer begin. Na een jaar uit zo was het frustrerend om je altijd in huis te zitten hier te kijken. Het is een beetje lekker. Het is een beetje zwaar op je longen. Was nog eens lekker. Ja, dat was nog eens baie moeilijk, maar ik heb maar voor mezelf een routine gesteld van ik was nog laatst als student. Dus ik heb maar die dag gezwart en na 5 uur heb ik maar een beetje gaan oefenen. Dit om mijn eigen geweten te zus. Had ik niks doen in fit wordt. Ja, dat is een groot verschil om iemand te hebben daar wat voor jou helpt en zo zeggen van hij extra jaar wat ze moet doen. En zo zien iemand anders doen zijn beste. Wie zei oké, dan moet ik ook maar mijn beste doen. Bij de huis kan je zelf choppen. Ze wil zeggen ik ga maar nog niet 10 doen, maar zo doen ze 12 en ze doen het voor Spaans, ze doen het niet meer veel zelf. Ja, dat is goed, want dat is waar die mannen zien wat rugby speelt voor passie en mannen wat net wil spelen om rond te spelen. Van COVID heeft die rechte rugbyspannen mannen eindelijk uitgehaald. Ze zijn gewerkt bij de huis, nu komen ze veld, want ze is eager, van ze is de lust om met samen mensen te zijn, de lust van je broederschap. Die broeders glad meer gewend aan die steppingen, die gras, die skills dat ze moeten eten. Ze denken ze kan nog pas, maar dan zijn we weer van de oor af beginnen. Zo die tatjes, ja, als je bij de huis ook een klein beetje tatjes gespeeld hebt en zo, zeker in de 8 jaar zijn we een klein brugje, heeft het ook zeker ja, maar die tatjes worden zo staat maar voor zeker ingebring, omdat ons nou in de fase 2 is waar het mag gebeuren. Dus dat is nog het lekker om nou een beetje aan je skillen te oefenen en dan later in die oefening beginnen die tekzakken in te komen en goed.
Ja, nee, verseker is. Ek dink dit is een van die lekkerste gevoelens geweest in die afgelope tydperk toe ons al die spelers weer terug kan kom en net weer te kan oefen en wat nog meer lekkerder is dat ons nou meer kontak kan doen. So die ouens is uitgehonger daarvoor. Ek kan sommer gou sien die ouens se fiksheid van kontakfiksheid is glad nie meer daar nie. As jy nou dink na 'n jaar terug het hulle die laaste kontak gehad. So hierdie kontakfiksheid kort hulle ontsettend baie. So jy sal sien in ons oefeninge bou ons baie keer in dat hulle omtrent werk net so tussen 20 en 30 tackles in 'n sessie sodat hulle bene later gewoond kan raak met die verdediging. Dit is lekker om na so 'n klap te kom waar jy familie soos 'n familie voel. So dit is regtig lekker hierso en ek is bly hierso klomp ouens. So dit moet net meer en meer raak. Ja, die protocols maak baie keer nogal moeilik as gevolg van jy moet is 'n baie keer stop-start gedeeltes wat moet plaasvind. En daar's nie regtig baie veranderinge plaasvind in die pre-season gedeeltes hier. So dis eintlik werklik perfek hoeveel 4 weke dit, 4 weke dit, 4 weke weer dit. So dit werk eintlik perfek vir ons uit om gereed te kan wees vir die seisoen. So ons afrigterstelsel nog selfde gebly, maar nog net een persoon bygekom by die derde span, maar dis maar al verder is dit die eerste groep, tweede groep, die almal dieselfde en dit maak ook vir die spelers net soveel meer gemakliker om te weet dis die afrigters wat daar is en dis die afgelope 3 jaar dieselfde en wat nog lekkerig is, daardie selfde spelers bly elke jaar nog hierso, so dis great. En mense kan net fokus op die oud spelers, maar jy moet jonger bloed ook begin inkry dat jonger bloed kan leer by die oud spelers wat is die tradisie by die klub en waartoe wil ons gaan na die volgende stap toe. So dit is baie lekker om hier te sien vanaand die klomp jong spelers is by die 120s wat op die B-veld oefen. Is ook ontsettend baie spelers daar so en ook baie goeie spelers. Maar daar is so die toekoms lyk goed hierso so ver by Helderberg klub.
Great to see the players back in the park, and of course the gees of club rugby is unstoppable. And of course now that there are of course fixtures possibly on the cards, the players clearly have their sights set on some rugby action. All of course according to very strict COVID regulations. Right folks, as you know of course Score Energy Drinks is on board with Cape Rugby TV. Now if you want to win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks, of course, all you need to do is SMS the word SCORE to 33090. Just SMS the word SCORE. There you see it on the screen behind me now. SMS the word SCORE to 33090. You put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score Energy Drinks, a case of Bashu's Cool Drinks, and of course a set of Cape Rugby TV masks, a triple hamper up for grabs. So if you want to get in the mix, as I said, grab your mobile phone, SMS the word SCORE to 33090. It's very easy. 33090. All right. Congratulations then to last week's winner, Fayyad Salih. Fayyad, you walk away with the triple hamper, a case of Score, a case of Bashu's, as well as a set of Cape Rugby TV masks. Somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly. Folks, we'll take an ad break. When we come back from the break, carry on talking about club rugby. Back in a sec. Welcome back everybody, it's Cape Rugby TV. Nice to be chatting with you again on this Wednesday night as we tell you what's happening in the world of club rugby. Every now and then we manage to bring you some of the action of the players that have come through the structures to play in the DHL Western Province rugby squads, whether it be the women's squads, the junior squads or the senior squads. Always great to be catching up with the players and the coaches at Western Province Rugby. So we went down to the High Performance Centre in Bellville where we managed to catch up again with the DHL Western Province Rugby Under 20 squad as they continue to train for preparation for the Currie Cup that comes up later in the year.
I think it's great. It's amazing to be back on the field. I think the COVID made an opportunity for guys to start getting hungry again and start to want to play and start missing the game. And I think it gave us a time to reflect and understand and realize why we love the game that much. So coming back onto the pitch, training, back with the boys, it's an amazing feeling. Well, at the start it was quite still easy, so because we thought that okay, we're going to be back on the field quite soon and start training back. So the start was quite easy, but then later on, it was quite difficult to see why we're still training and the purpose of everything. But luckily,
we had the opportunity to train a bit during lockdown here and there, playing touches if we can, and I think that started the hunger again. So I think after training a bit and seeing some of the lads, and especially when rugby started coming back, I think it was quite easy to start getting hungry again and start wanting to play. So.
And I think it's a big motivation when you're training with guys as a group, because all of you are going through the same thing. It's easier to motivate each other when you're as a group going through the same thing. Unlike when you're by yourself, when it gets dark, you're by yourself, it's dark by yourself. So I think motivation from your teammates it's a big difference, yeah. Now definitely it's an amazing opportunity. Last time I played rugby was 2019, so it's been 2 years, so we're itching to get on the field and play. So whether it's in a bubble, whether we're playing on the moon, any opportunity to play the game, I think the boys will appreciate it, yeah. And I think just trusting the process, I think the coaches are getting us ready, and I believe that by the time we play, we should be ready to fire. I think for me the adjustment was pretty easy, because the discipline during lockdown, I think you have to have that discipline to carry on working and just see the light at the end of the tunnel, and just the motivation knowing that you're going to come to such a facility kept me working. So I think the transition from lockdown to actually playing was easier, but not the easiest. I know the running was a bit tough, yeah.
It's amazing, it's a good feeling. I think during lockdown all you were doing is visualizing yourself back in a system, back in a structure, and now to actually be here, it's a great feeling, you know. And I think it plays a huge role. You know, this is a team sport. At the end of the day, you play for your brothers and they play for you. When you're here working together, you see your boy, he's pushing himself, and you just want to push yourself too, because you want to make each other better. There's an old saying, iron sharpens iron. Exactly the same thing. You know, in lockdown you're on your own, you're working, but it's just different having someone close to you and you guys are working for the same vision and same goal. Just makes it so much better. I think it's a dream for you to come out and represent a province at a big stage like a Currie Cup. And when we heard the announcement, we were good, we were ecstatic, we were happy. The boys, we kept on chatting until this day. Coming to training, we're chatting, hey, but I can't wait for this competition, can't wait to play the Bulls, can't wait to play the Sharks. You want to play your other boys and test yourself against the best. So it's a good feeling, knowing that it's there, and it just adds that extra factor to your training. You push yourself a bit harder, no? I think in every situation one should try and pick up as many positives as possible. You know, in lockdown, yes, you can't really have so much contact, but you can keep yourself fit, which will help you in your condition when you get back. And now with the coaches as well, great coaches, good experience, good coaching staff, and they're making sure that we are ready as possible come tournament day. So we've been taking the best out of each situation and taking every day by day.
Ja, de eerste week terug was nogal lekker om weer tacklebacks en contact te doen van je body was je gewoon die, maar net om weer kontak te vat van. Dit is die meeste ding wat 'n mens uitsien vir in 'n rugbywedstryd, is hy punt van kontak en ze wil net dominate. Ja, vir my was dit maar net in my kop was dit maar net ek wil net all out gaan van. Ek het nooit niks gedoen laas jaar. Ons het wel aan die begin van die jaar game gespeel, maar net na daai game toes gebeur COVID en alles. So ek het weer aan 'n duiksak geraak of ietsie van jy kan nou nie met jouself jy moet aan die paal of so tackle, maar vir my was dit net om te sien hoe die man ook sak en sakke duik en so hoe die lus gevoel. So ja, het was lekker om weer met die bal in die hand te hê en weer net aan jou skills te werk en die fundamentals van die game om dit net weer op 'n level te kry waar jy het gehad het en net nog nou die level opstep en beter te raak. Ja, dit was exciting om te hoor dat ons kan begin van die tyd in Januarie maand was ek 'n bietjie rof van ons sou die 11de begin het en toe hoor ons maar hulle stel dit nog verder uit en dat die kompetisies nie dalk mag gebeur nie. So toe ons hoor ons gaan 'n kompetisie hê in Augustus, toe was almal net soos yes en opgewonde en excited vir dit wat kom. En toe ons begin het om weer almal te sien in spanverband te oefen. Almal was net positief en almal wil net die lus wat hulle in hulle gehad het om weer te speel en die bal in hand te hê en almal wil net alles gegee het die eerste dag, maar obviously was dit 'n bietjie moeilik ook van baie keer soos ek in my geval was ek met 'n besering in die begin, so ek kon nie ten my volle geoefen het nie. So ja, maar toe ek weer begin oefen het, toe wou ek net weer beter begin raak en fikser raak en net my alles gee.